Oh, What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined today as my co-host, Kelsey and JoJo. That's right. We're here, and
That was so cute.
couple interesting topics to talk about. There's one that I absolutely had to bring up because I've been asked multiple times to talk about this on a podcast so I can get my actual true feelings out. So you guys know that obviously I've been spending a shitload of my time on New World and have put in a lot. I think I'm somewhere in like 1,100 hours in New World at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. We started with a company of just 4 of us and have grown that into a company of over 50. We've got somewhere around the realm of 25 to 30 active members, and we have actually decided to not focus so much as it being a New World company, but we are actually going to try to be one of those gaming communities where we've got a community of people that we like to hang out with and game with, so we're just going to keep moving soldier to game to game to game to game. Speaking of, Lost Ark just came out today, and we are all on Lost Ark, and we've already made the company and playing that, and that's been a lot of fun too. That being said, my thoughts on New World. I'm upset. I'm very disappointed to have sunk 1,000-something hours into a game, and if it is to officially die and there's nothing I can do about it, it really sucks. The games have been mishandled since the front. It's getting bad. Game has been mishandled since the start of it. They had over 900,000 people at launch playing. Obviously, you can even just cut that half and be like, we'll take the half away for the launch of the game, and that's being, in my opinion, aggressive with that number. So even if we say we take half, 4,500, they only have a total of 3,000 people playing New World at this point, like actually online active players. That's how bad. Or no, I'm sorry. 33,000. I don't know why I said 3,000. 33,000.
Yeah, that would be.
Both are still not.
Both are still very low. Very low.
To survive.
They even got to the point where they took it down to where you couldn't see how many people were actually playing on servers anymore because they didn't want people to see the numbers. They actually just brought that back. And there's been a lot of mistakes along the road. I mean, I don't know everything that Amazon Gaming Studio has done as far as before this. And it does suck to the situation where, in my opinion, New World is a very unique idea. There's not another game out there like it that exists. It just doesn't. The way that the factions play out, the way that you can fight, dominate the map on an MMO server, the fluid battle of being right in person and actually doing stuff that somewhat makes sense for your weapons versus, like, for instance, I can't just grab an axe, run forward, and do like 8,000 front flips in the air and come down and smack them with a meteor. That doesn't exist. Like, I'm actually hacking and slashing and trying to fight, stuff like that. There's a lot about this game that is very unique, and it would suck to see it go. Now, this is where people have been wanting to hear my thoughts on it, and that is, what can they do at this point? We know server merges are coming. It has to. Whenever Dominora when we first joined Dominora, which is the name of our server, there was times where I had an 8-hour queue. They had a max player pop of 2K. Only 2,000 people could be on at one time. I would have pops of, like I said, 8 hours in queue. I've seen as high as 12 hours in queue on Dominora, to where other more bigger servers, you're talking, Valhalla had like 140,000 hour queue times. Like, it's just you're not even playing. Like, yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, that was because they had people like walking in a corner, right?
Correct.
So that way
no one was logging off. Correct. Yep. People were doing macros, fun stuff like that. So, that being said, server merge is going to happen. A lot of people are very interested to see the DLC that's going to come out, and they think that's going to save the game. And I don't disagree. Here's where my problem is with the DLC. If New World is to be saved, it has to die. At this point, I think they need the game to die. They need the minimum amount of players they can have that they can piss off without it making too much noise. No, I'm dead serious. They need to polish the game. Get all the bugs stomped out, polish the game, make it look good, then release a shit ton of content for this DLC to bring people back. Because if they release this DLC and people come back and they see it's the same game, they're going to be here for a month, play the DLC, leave, and never come back. But if they come back to this DLC, see that the game is polished, all the bugs are gone, shit's supposed to work the way it's supposed to. Every time they release a patch, they're not saying, this is all the new stuff, this long list, and then here's all the shit we broke while giving you the new stuff.
Okay, so
need
follow-up
that.
question.
Yes.
Because I hear you, but at the same time, the 33,000 that they have currently are probably the dedicated players that want to keep like pushing past the bugs and keep playing, and to have them as a beta, and like I realize this shouldn't be a beta anymore, and I get that. And
It's not a beta anymore. This is a full-out game.
I know, but for them to communicate like, we fucked up, we're going to be working on improving everything as fast as we can, so that way like it's perfect when people come back for the DLC launch. So if you can hold on, like we're doing it, we'll hear you, and here's a direct line to communicate like issues and stuff like that, so that way we can get on as fast as we can. Like I wonder if that, like, why do you feel it needs to die all the way as opposed to using the dedicated players as the people to like make it better under and to test it? Go ahead.
I just want to clarify. It's 33,000 sounds really bad. That's just the number of people on like right now on Steam, like simultaneously.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like actively playing it necessarily.
Correct, but peak time is what's the important.
Playing it a day. It's fallen to like, if this website is accurate that I'm looking at, it's fallen behind like Guild Wars 2, which is a game that came out a fucking decade ago.
Yeah, but Guild Wars 2 is one of the most popular MMOs that are out there right now, besides World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. So
yeah, so it has definitely fallen off pretty hard.
Very hard. So here's the problem. I don't think they need to cater to the 33K that's still there, that's active, like peak active. I'm specifically talking peak active. So 33K peak active. It's a very Dead by Daylight is having more peak active players than they are, and they had to work to get to where they're at. This is an MMO.
You can play New World not on Steam, right?
No.
Oh, it's only on Steam?
It's only on Steam.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Then that's worse than I thought. I thought it was on like. I thought it had its own dedicated launcher too, or something.
No, it has no dedicated launcher. You're buying it directly from Steam. Unless Amazon has it to where you can play it directly on Amazon, but I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure whenever you click on it, it gives you a Steam key, but I haven't looked at it in a long time. But I do not have a dedicated launcher for it, that's for sure. That being said, the reason why they don't need to cater to the 33,000 peak is because that's what they've been doing this entire time, and that's what's fucked them over. The problem is they listen to the biggest, whiniest voices on what they should be focusing on versus what they should do. When the game first came out, all there was bugs. We had the hatchet bug, where if you had a hatchet and another weapon and you switched weapons right before you would hit somebody, you would max crit almost 3/4 of their life. So people would just run around with hatchet, switch, and then hit you. Switch, then hit you. Just like that. So when they fixed that, they then gave somehow... This is related, I don't know, but they tried to make it seem like it was, where healers could cast their healing circle down on the ground. Everybody go stand in it and teabag in the healing circle, and it would stack up your healing. So then you could run around the rest of the map completely healed the entire time, and you would just never lose health because you would just be constant regenerating. How those were even close to even the same code? You got me. So the problem is that they've been listening to this. There's all these bugs that are going on. And for the first 3 months of the game, all we heard about is we're still working on server transfers because we know people want to go play with their friends. Fuck playing with their friends. Their friends aren't playing anymore because the game is dying. Like, no one's enjoying the PvP. Like, if you go to war, like right now, so many companies don't even want to try to go to war because if too many ice gauntlets are being used on one point, it will lag out the entire side of the war, and then it's just over with. Done. Game over.
As in... who wins when it lags out?
Correct. So, like, let's say, for instance, we were going offensive against the defensive war. And if the defensive war ran up, they were guarding the point, and I was just like, all right, everybody switch to your ice gauntlets, even though you don't use them, and cast rain shower directly on the point. We will lag out the entirety of the other team and then win and take that fortress.
So the attacker always wins in that scenario?
The defense, whoever does the ice gauntlet first wins that scenario. If the defense does it first, then the offense gets lagged out, and that's 15k you just wasted going to war for what, 10 seconds?
It just lags out the other people. It doesn't lag out the people doing the ice gauntlet.
No, because it's a distance weapon. You're casting it away from you, but it's raining ice down on their screen.
That's amazing.
There's
That's a word for it.
So fucked.
Those are things that have been on a server that are not being addressed while they're still over here. Like, we're trying to make it to where you can transfer and go play with your friends. No one cares anymore at this point. Like, we've moved on.
Yeah.
And
some of the major functions of the game are broken. Like, transferring isn't the biggest deal.
Right.
Like, the game needs to be playable when you get to hang out with your friends.
And the reason why, my problem with them is that their first fuck up was the one that they were stuck on the entire time. They designed their game, and I don't know why they did this, but they designed their game to be fit for 2,000 players. I mean, there's multiple reasons why they did it. That's the coding they went with. This is what made sense to them for resources. This is what made sense to them for mobs. This is what made sense for them for stress on the server. Sure, whatever. Could that have been modified? Potentially. I'm not the one making the game. It's not my place to say. But their reaction to that was, instead of increasing server cap, because basically they took every server that was high populated and shut off people being able to create a character on it. So in other words, like, for instance, if Joey wanted to come play on Dominora 2 weeks into the game with us, he wouldn't have been able to get in. He would have had to made a character on a different server or wait for our server to open back up, which took about a month. And then he could come play. At that point, we're already more than leveled. We've got all this other stuff going on. Yeah. He can't play with us because the grind from fucking 0 to 60 is by far the most boring fucking MMO grind I've ever been a part of.
Oh no.
It's rough. Like, if you're going to level up in an MMO, the way MMOs are supposed to work is that it is a tedious game. Go here, talk to this person, get a quest, go all the way across the fucking map. Go here, talk to this person, get a quest. But at least if the MMO is good, it's telling you a story, something for you to follow in between. The best way to level up in New World is to go from town to town to town and grab the wanted papers off the town board of what they need for the town. Go pile all that up and then turn it all in. You get zero story, nothing going on. The majority of the shit you're just buying just to get it fucking done so you can get another level. The gold you get on it, I mean, for instance, like, if you're going to do something like star metal ingots, you're going to spend somewhere in the realm of, like, I don't know, 500 to 600 gold, and you're going to get back a total of 13 gold total off of like a quest like that.
Why would you do that?
It's the fastest way to level. It's the fastest way to level. Do you want to level in 48 hours or do you want to level in 75? How fun is it for you to be in a company where everybody's 60 and everybody's playing OPR and PvP and going to war and doing invasions, and you can't do any of that because you're not high enough level? It physically won't let you.
Yeah. Ew.
So the problem is that they made all these fucking worlds and now they're all dying. They're all dead. Obviously, that was bound to happen whenever you're just, hey, we got a shit ton of players. Let's just go ahead and fucking open up 30 other fucking servers and see what happens. Like, and they did that per region. So now you have all these dead fucking servers that aren't going to survive, and now you're having to do all these merges. Here's where I don't think it's worth worrying about the 33K peak, whatever. The other people who aren't constantly on, that are still playing, the million or whatever number you brought up earlier, those people like me who are getting on, they're doing their dailies, they're getting off, and then doing what else they need to do. That's it. Because they're trying to stay relevant enough that when the server mergers do happen, they're not going to be left behind in the dust. That's what people like me are doing right now. The 33K, the reason why it's not worth placating to them, because the most popular server in New World right now is Eden. And it is struggling to reach a maximum peak of 700 players online at one time. Struggling. That is the most popular server in the game. Not just the region, in the game. And they're struggling to reach 700 players. That is 1,300 less than the cap of how many people can be online in one server at one time.
Are on the server total?
On a shit ton. Half our server left and went to Eden. It just became like everybody's like, oh, we're all going to Eden. It's the most popular server. We're all going to Eden. Like, whenever everybody was leaving, Eden had queue times again. And none of us have seen that since fucking launch day. Eden actually had queue times. And now here we are 2 weeks later, and they can't even hit 700. There's more issues there than just the game is dying and the server is dying. Like, there's other things they need to address at this point. And my worry is that they're struggling to not lose their fan base to Lost Ark that just came out, because it is a super fucking addictive game, and the best part of it, free. That they're really struggling, wanting to not lose that they're going to... They've already shown their hand. Server merges weren't supposed to go down until the end of the month. Now they're trying to get them done by the end of the week. So they know that this is competition. They don't want to lose their fan base to Lost Ark, which is fair. But right now, everything they do to bring people back, including potentially releasing DLC, they're still going to come back to a broken game, which is going to make them not come back.
Yeah.
They need to do the Final Fantasy approach where it was like, let the game die, re-fucking polish all this shit, get all these bugs out, iron all this out, then we'll release a big DLC, and it will be the revival of the game. Just like Final Fantasy XIV did. And now look at it. It's one of the most fucking popular MMOs in the fucking world.
The problem is they're never going to do that because,
No.
like, Amazon doesn't give enough of a shit, I'm sure.
I'm
like,
sure.
Amazon, the corporation.
Well, once again, that's the funny part. This is an Amazon-made game. What a lot of people don't know about Lost Ark is a polished game coming to us. It's been in Korea for fucking years. This is a polished MMO.
Oh, that's a that's not a competitor, that's a pwner. They are going to wipe the floor with your face.
Guess who their distributor is?
You're kidding.
Are they with Amazon? That's funny.
Yeah.
So Amazon wins either way. Like, there's no value to them in like putting a bunch of money
Amazon
to save
wins.
New World.
Amazon Gaming
Oh, yeah.
Studios doesn't win, and New World players don't win.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the larger company at this point would just as soon say, we tried to develop our own games, it didn't really work out. Let's
Shucks,
just
we're
cut
not
it,
good at
run."
it.
And like I said, I mean, nothing will ever take Final Fantasy spot for me. And I'm not talking about 14, I'm just talking about Final Fantasy as a whole. Nothing will ever take Final Fantasy spot from me. But if any game ever came close, this is the fucking game. I genuinely sit here at work just being like, man, I can't wait to get off. I got to run some town boards. I got to fucking do my fucking upkeep on my territory. I got to make sure my company's doing great. I got to make sure all my low levels are getting the kind of love that they need, running them through dungeons, making sure they feel like they're part of the company. I mean, we even just went through a whole renaming poll process to make people feel more like they are a part of Soldier as these merges are going on, giving ourselves a chance to identify as something different than what we have been this entire time. Also, while moving to a completely different game, it's like, let's make a community, like all shit like that. Like, I mean, me and my leadership team, we're just constantly doing shit like this based off this game. This game started that. So it would really fucking suck to lose it. I mean, just the friendships I've made alone off this game with people who aren't even in my company. I mean, to sit down at a table over Discord, it sounds stupid, but to literally sit there and talk war strategy with people over Discord, or talk, being diplomatic and shit like that over fucking Discord, and talking about these treaties that we're striking up, and then these people are stabbing so-and-so in the back, and we have to go to war over this now, or what's the more better part to do? These people are mad at these people have been great allies, but these people are also green. We don't really want to fuck over green. We don't want to fuck over an ally. Where do we stand? Do we stay in the middle? Do we help these people? Do we not help these people? What do we do? Like, shit like that. Like, that's fun to me. That's fucking exciting to me. And that's just one huge scope of the game. And there's nothing else out there that does that. There's just not. So, it would suck.
Love it. Sounds like you're kind of over the moon for this.
I am. And I don't want to see the game die. I would love to have, I don't want to see my server go, honestly. I love Dominor. The thing that is nice, though, about our server going into the servers that they're going into is that both the servers we're going into are completely yellow dominated, which is great because then that means green doesn't exist. So green will be Dominora. All the people that I work with now are all the people I'm going to work with to take the map back from the fucking yellow people who have it now. So, yeah, it's interesting. But a lot of people have been asking me for my thoughts. Some people said I should take it to a podcast. Some people said I should just do my own little talk thing to talk about it because there's a lot of stuff going on. And
about it.
I haven't. Here's where my struggle is, and this is why I don't talk about it in Discord a lot, because I try to stop some of the communications. I don't want at any point for people to feel that Soldier's leadership is shaky and we're all thinking we're going to jump off the boat. It's gotten to a point where I've had to talk to certain people because it is a situation where it's like, why am I playing this game? It's fucking dead. I should be going and playing this. It's like when we're talking about not being able to get into OPR because there's not enough people to play PvP. So we're sitting there in an OPR queue for 3 hours and it never pops. And we're like, okay, this is fucking stupid. I'm going off. Now, to be fair, to the people who sit in OPR that long, you can do anything in the game while you're sitting in queue. You're not just sitting there just waiting. Like, you're farming, doing whatever you want to do. So you're sitting there, not being able to get that. Like, these are legit reasons to complain. But bashing New World to go play another game is like, that's where I kind of draw the line. And there's been so much negative talk that I've had to squash now that it's like, I don't want to add to it, even though that these are legitimate situations that should be talked about. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe in a different spot. And they're like, oh, we'll fucking do it on your podcast or something. I was like, maybe I'll think about it. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, and I've said this in Discord, and if you hadn't seen it in Discord yet, once again, server merge is what we're waiting on. If it's a great server and we want to stay there, great. If not, everybody will get a free transfer token. We'll go, I guess, to Eden. I don't fucking know. But Soldier's not going anywhere. So, yeah. Like I said, we're more looking to build a community at this point than just build our whole thing based off of New World. If New World unfortunately does die and tank, Soldier will still be around, because there's plenty of gaming companies we ran into that have been around since like fucking World of Warcraft, and that's just cool as shit to me. Like, you literally have just gathered new people each game you go to and have made this massive fucking community that you could just jump in with 20 people off the bat to a brand new game and have people to play with. Like, that's fucking cool shit to me. So, and that's what I'm trying to build with Soldier, which is really fun to me. So, yeah. But Lost Ark is cool, you know? Yeah. If people are wanting to check that out right now, you can play it. I mean, by the time this podcast comes out, this will be done and over with. But, you know, you pay $15 and you can play it right now for 2 days early access, 3 day if you count today. But it's going to come out on the 11th for free, so you can just wait till then. But as far as an MMO goes, it's very good. It's not ever going to take it's not going to ever take priority for me over New World, because it's a different game. If I had to describe Lost Ark, it's like playing Diablo, but it being an MMO. I think that's the best way. It's a hack and slash, run around, cast all these fucking spells. Honestly, Kelsey, I think you would like it a lot. And with the fact that you don't have to pay for it, the fact that you don't have to pay for it, and you don't have to sink a shit ton of time. It's not like New World, where it's like you get, if you take a day off, you're behind by 4 days. This is literally, you get on and then we can just go run shit with you.
Just go
exactly
shit up.
And the cool part is that the customization of the characters is fucking insane. Tony, I don't know why good things happen to bad people. Tony was the first person to get in. Everybody else was getting the error connection on Steam, and basically Steam broke down for an hour this morning. It was completely down because of Lost Ark.
That's exciting. That's what every game developer wants to be told. They want to be told,
you broke Steam.
Play your game, that it broke everything. Like, that's when you pop the champagne. Like, doesn't matter what the fuck else happens that day. Like, you've done a great thing, and you can feel that joy.
Exactly. And the best part for them is everybody that did that paid to play the game. Because once again, this is 3 days early, so we all paid $15 to be able to play the game. So you broke shit. Well exactly.
Did you get anything else for that $15?
Yeah, they give you like some in-game loot and stuff like that. Like, you get your pet early, you get your mount early, shit like that. I got a little black kitty cat that follows me around, and he gets all my loot for me. Or I guess she gets all my loot for me. You don't have to have them. You can take them off. But basically, there's a radius around you. So instead of you going and clicking all the fucking loot and shit, and they actually made fun of that, by the way, in the game too. It's funny. So like, let's say I go out, I kill 5 people, and some gold falls, a chest piece, and a sword falls. And I go there, I click to pick it up like normal. Or I just let my cat do it for me. And my cat just picks it up and goes straight into my inventory. I don't have to worry about it. I just keep moving on, killing people. There's a quest that teaches you how important it is to have a pet in this game. So you go and talk to this chick, and her name is Blueberry. And she's asking about the fact that she has to feed this rabbit, and she wants your help to do it. So she's like, please go over there and get the grains that the rabbit likes. You go and touch the grain, and the jar pops open, and I kid you not, 800 grains fall out on the ground, and you have to pick them all up. And if you don't have a pet yet, you have to individually pick up all 800 of those grains. And then they make you do it again with a pet. And then you see the difference of how quickly. Because with a pet, it's literally getting picked up as it's dropping. Just like that the entire time. It's fucking hilarious. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad they did that. But no, it's a very interesting game. And like I said, leveling has not been a chore, because it's taking you through a story. It's telling a story while you're leveling, which is what you like to see. There's obviously extra side shit you can do, but it's not to the point where it's mind-blowing. Like, you're like, oh my god, there's so much fucking shit. Like, it's not one of those situations, which is really, really great. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I like the game a lot. It's doing pretty well so far. Like I said, it is a situation where It is a hack and slasher. It's a lot different than New World, so don't go from New World thinking that it's going to be something da 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 da. But as what I was talking about with the fact of coming from Korea, they're known for like character customization. Like they're known for it. So yes. So whenever Tony got into the game, we're watching him make his chick, and like he was able to make her pupils different sizes, give her eyes completely different colors. You could color shade the different parts of the iris and shit like that. Like everything. Two-tone color, the hair, everything you wanted to do. Completely able to do.
Except I
level of shit.
Be a human or an elf. I want to be some kind of weird little thing.
They do have that race. I don't know if that's a class-specific race, though. There's two. There's like a dwarf for sure. And then like as you start up, you actually see like, for instance, like your player's like off in the heavens or something like that. And all of a sudden like you were chosen to come do da-da-da-da-da. So then like this light shines down and like your character's coming down. It's like showing all the different regions seeing this light. And they're all like, finally, like we're getting help. And so, like, you see this he looks like fucking a Lalafell, because you'll know what a Lalafell is. Great. He looks like a little Lalafell, and he's just like, oh, it's time to go meet some friends, and he starts skipping off down the road, and it's just all like, oh, that's cool. So, yeah, like I said, looks like a little bitty Lalafell. But yeah, like I said, super exciting. But yeah, I think, Kelsey, you would really enjoy the game because, like I said, it's something that you don't have to dedicate a lot of time to. And the best part is the class options. So you pick a class, and it's like, for instance, me, I want to be a warrior. And it's like, all right, great, you're a warrior. We give you a big old muscle fucking bound dude. Let's put you in the game. What kind of warrior do you want to be, though? Now I get to pick. Am I a berserker? Am I a paladin? And am I a gun lancer? Like, there's all these fucking subclasses. So you get into the game, and they ask you, what subclass do you want to pick? You get to try out every class at its maximum potential. You get to summon monsters and bosses to come fight you in this arena, and you're just trying out all the fucking spells and everything you can fucking do to like test everything out. And you can do every single fucking one of them. Every single one of them. It's really fucking cool.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, like I said, they've got, monk-type fighters. They've got assassins. They've got, bow people, guns. They've got, like I said, the warrior aspect. Like, there's a lot of fucking classes. The subclasses alone, I'm pretty sure, like, whenever I went to go try to see what class I wanted, just to watch to see what all the classes do and all their moves, it was like a 20-minute video. And I'm just sitting here watching this dude. Here's this class. This is what they do. Here's this class. This is what they do. And the best part is, you pick a class, you play through the game. When you beat the campaign, they give you a power card. You put this power card on another character, and it automatically levels them completely past the campaign. So that way you get a second free character of whatever class you want, so you don't have to go all the way back through the game again.
Awesome.
So it's like, you know what? I'm always a paladin every game I play. But the berserker has the big ass fucking sword. And I'm like, oh, I want the big sword. Like, let's go. So I'm like, all right, I'll do berserker. And it's like, you get this power up card. Now I can have my paladin. As soon as I'm done with the game, I can auto level a paladin all the way up there and not skip a beat. If we go into a dungeon and it's like, we need a fucking support guy, let me switch to my paladin right quick. And you can do it right there in game. You don't even have to leave the instance. Cool. You just switch straight to your other player. Boom, done. And you can do like armor sets and weapon sets and all different things like that. It's actually very cool, very interesting. And yeah, very super impressed with the game.
I might give this a shot. I'm not an MMO kind of person, but I might give it a shot.
Right. And with that, like I said, I know you're not big on competitive. You don't have to worry about PvP. You're literally just running around doing your own thing. Like literally people I have to literally ask you to PvP. So you don't have to worry about somebody just running around and just fucking killing you because you're just out in the middle of whatever.
I was about to ask if it was okay to, like, if you say no, and then it dawned on me, I don't know these fucking people. I'm never going to see them. What the fuck are they going to do to me? It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about PvP whatsoever. And, yeah, you just kind of go out, do your own thing. You can fucking hang out with people. Literally can do whatever you want to. It's fucking awesome. So, yeah, I would definitely try it out if I were you because there's nothing to lose. Once again, on the 11th is when it's free for everybody, and then anybody can play it. And it's not you're free till level 60, and then you got to buy the game to move forward, like some people. Talking about you, Square Enix. But no, you get this, it's just yours. Done. They obviously make all their money off of microtransactions. So,
which doesn't call to my soul at all, so I can actually play it for free. Brilliant.
And it's not pay to win, so it's all cosmetic.
The one thing is, if I play this, I'm just realizing, if I play this, it means I'm going to want to play with you occasionally. Like, guaranteed, I'm going to be like, when are you, like, let's do this. And you're going to have to put up with me, and that includes me learning. Sorry in advance.
I'm still learning, so we would be learning together. Like, perfect. I'm still learning the game.
But that's not actually my major concern, because you're patient and kind. My big concern is every time I log into the game to play with you, you telling me, hey, I bought all of these things via microtransactions every time I play with you, and that's just going to cause damage to my little accountant heart every single time I play with you.
This game, so for me, my issue with the microtransactions is that, one, it's purely cosmetic. There's not enough for this... my main focus is still going to be New World. So until New World is dead, which I don't see happening for a major time, there's not enough in this game for me to be like, let me spend money. And once again, you got to remember, I'm playing with a community that I have now built. So when you get off, I'm still playing with like 8, 9, 10 other fucking people. Like, that's just all there is to that.
I'd be jumping in and playing with your community, which could
not
be either
necessarily
really cool or not cool, depending on whether
it would probably be a thing to introduce you to the game. It would probably be me, you, and JJ.
Yeah.
To introduce you to the game, and when you get used to it, like I can introduce you to, obviously Tony and stuff like that, but there's other people you played with as well. Flappy plays with us, Flappination. That was Tony's cousin that played Among Us with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he's on there. Trist is one of our newest members of Soldier, and she is just super awesome. Like, she's so upbeat all the time. Like, even when we go into invasions and we're down by like 10 people, she's like, this is going to be great, guys. We're going to win. Let's kick some corruption ass. And I'm all like, she's got all of Soldier's positivity just in one person right there. And she's not even in Soldier. That's the sad part. She's yellow, but because green is winning right now, she can't transfer. Because you can't transfer to the winning team. All of her people left her. They just went to Eden. So she's been stuck behind. And it was somebody that was always performing in my invasions and being upbeat and stuff like that. She would jump into Discord and talk. Normally yellows, we get biased. We only pick greens. And I was like, fuck it. Let her in. She wants to run musket. That's fine. And she was always like calling stuff out. And I was like, you know what? I like you. I was all like, how is Brutes Crossing doing? She's like, well, a lot of them are going to Eden. I was like, where are you going to go? Well, I don't have a transfer token. I was all like, well, what are your plans? Well, I guess I'll go to the new server and see what's up. And I was like, well, you should come to Soldier then. And I worked on her for probably a week and a half before she finally said yes. So she is Soldier. She's just not Soldier in game. But in Discord, I mean, we've already promoted her. She's like a fucking officer and everything. She goes there and helps out all the lower levels, run through lower level dungeons. She gets nothing from it because she's already past 60. Yeah, she's fucking awesome. I love Trish. She's
awesome.
Yeah.
Go her.
Yeah. We had a funny little incident the other day where I was talking to her, and she likes to get spicy. That's what she calls it. She likes to get spicy. So there's this war that was going on, and it was green versus yellow, which means that she could sign up and go against us, even though technically she's Soldier. So she literally asked if anybody was going to sign up for the war, and I was trying to get some people, but it was really early war, and I was like, a lot of my people, this is the East Coast server, a lot of my people, they get on later. I can't make it work. That's what I told the governor. I was like, I can't make it work. I wish I could help you out. I can't. Sorry. And he's like, all right, don't worry about it. But I knew the person they were going against, 85% of that company had left and went to Eden. So it was going to be a still anyway. The war lasted 2 minutes. It was going to be a still anyway. They were getting a free territory. It's like, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. So she told all the yellows that she would pay each one of them out a bounty every time they could screenshot that they killed a Soldier member. I was like, wow, Trish, you being toxic. Like, she literally told me that in Discord. She goes, and then those Soldier people signed up. I was like, well, they're yellow. They wouldn't have killed us anyway. She's like, exactly. It's a safe bet. I don't have to pay anybody out. And I was like, I mean, she gets it. She gets it. She gives it. It's awesome. But what the funny part was is that I was talking to her, and I was like, Bohika's acting like they won an actual war. And I was all like, how many people did you guys have signed up? And she's like, 38. And I was like, so obviously it wasn't an actual war. They had a full roster against 38 people. You're going to win. And she goes, yeah. So I was in the middle of making our roster for the invasion. I only have an hour to do this. And unfortunately with the invasions, like the war, I can literally set the entire 50 roster. An invasion, you can only set in 10 people before you go in. Then it autofills everything else out. So then you have to kick people or move people around to different groups that you need them on in order to make the invasion run correctly, because you need certain things in certain places. That's how that works. So the 15 minutes that you're in there before the invasion actually starts are very crucial. So I have an Excel sheet up. I'm making my entire roster on an Excel sheet so I can just boop, 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 all the entire 15 minutes. So I'm very focused because a lot of people don't like to answer messages in games. So what I do is an hour before my invasion, because that's when everybody wants to sign up. Nobody ever wants to fucking do shit early. So an hour before my invasion, I go sit in front of the war board and I just watch. And and I see people run up, they're signing in, I'll walk up to their body and be like, oh, okay, they're using a life staff and a rapier. Sweet, awesome. And then I'll write that down. So that way I know where I'm going to put them, on what door I'm going to put them. Yes, I take my job very seriously. Like I said, this is fun to me. I love building rosters. It's awesome. So
I love that you describe it as you walk up and look at their body.
That's what I do. Literally what I do.
And now I'm going to like stand over their corpse and be like, all right, this is what they got to offer.
Well, the reason why I say look at their body is because whenever they go to sign up, obviously their screen is on a sign up screen now. So they're looking to see how many people are signed up, Is there any names I recognize? So their character looks like they're reading a piece of paper. And here comes my character acting all fucking creepy and shit, walking up behind them. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Okay, that's what you got on. Sweet, awesome. I'll write that down. Exactly. That's what I mean by that. So
you're being supreme creep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I'm just trying to be successful so everybody wins an invasion and they get experience and get good fucking money. Anyways, that being said, it dawned on me about 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh fuck, I was having a conversation with Triss and I feel rude because I didn't even look to see like if she was saying anything else to me. And so I pull it up and the first message I see is, well, I was naked. And I'm like, what conversation did I just leave off with me and Triss? What is going on? And then I go back and look, and she was talking about the war. She stripped down naked in the war because no one was taking it seriously, and then all of the yellow people stripped down naked. So it really wasn't a real war at all, because then they lose all of their attribute points and shit for having their armor on. So they're dying left and fucking right, but they're just running around naked because they knew they couldn't stop the green from winning because it was a full roster. And it's all like, it just caught me. I was like, well, I'm naked. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, what conversation were we just having? And I literally told her that. I was like, I was so confused when I saw that because that's how I read it. And then I looked up and saw that you said you convinced everybody that you were naked or to get naked because you were naked. And she just laughed my ass off. She's like, that's so great. I wish I could have seen your face. I was like, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, man. So, yeah, like I said, she cracks me up sometimes. So, yeah, like I said, it'd be a nice little introduction for you. But I think as far as an MMO goes, if you ever had a chance to get into one that's not going to lose your attention because it's fast-paced, and it's fast-paced to a point where you can actually just play it. It's only fast-paced as in, like, the action, which makes the action nice and fluid. It's not fast-paced of, like, Kelsey hasn't been on in, like, a week. She's going to be far, but it literally doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because you're still going to go at what level you are, and it's up to me if I want to go back and play with you. Plain and simple. Which, who doesn't want to run through into a fucking 100-something mobs and just cast a whole bunch of fucking abilities? And it's like, if I'm killing shit, honestly. Yeah, and if I'm killing shit, it doesn't take EXP from you. You still get the full benefit because you're there, which is fucking awesome. So, yeah. If you end up picking it up, definitely let me know. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Sounds neat.
If there was ever an MMO for you to jump in on, I mean, like I said, it's free. There's literally no loss here for you. I mean, you're not going to lose any money over this whatsoever. So it's like, if you don't like it, cool. It fucking gets deleted, and then it's
Worst case scenario, I spend a couple hours hanging out with people I like. Oh, no.
I know,
what a terrible
world. So, basically with this podcast, New World's dying, unfortunately. Hopefully it doesn't die all the way. And, Lost Ark looks good. I don't want to go over too much more time here because we're definitely way late. But did you guys have anything to talk about besides me just running my mouth the entire podcast? Because I know that's basically all I've done. Sorry. I needed to vent, apparently. So...
I cede my time.
I also cede my time. I will hold my subjects for the next podcast. JoJo, any chance whatsoever you would play Lost Ark?
I play what now?
Would you play Lost Ark?
I mean, I'm still hella deep in Final Fantasy. I don't see much,
you got the new DLC right now, so
I'm almost through gonna be at the second expansion.
There you go. You got a ways to go still. There's 4 total before Endwalker?
I'm in the I'm in the patch content for Heaven's Word, so I need to do Stormblood, yep. Shadowbringers, and then Endwalker.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, but if you ever get around to wanting to play it, obviously just let me know and we can get you on the same server. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. If you played Diablo, there's zero chance you're not going to like this game.
And there's a
Gunlancer is insane. The lance he uses looks like a gigantic shield on his arm. And there's stuff where, like, you'll see him running down, he'll jump, put the gun in the mouth, blast it, it'll make him do a backflip backwards, and he'll, like, fucking pull it out and it will shoot like a bullet out of every fucking mark off the fucking shield as it goes. It's insane. The shit the Gun Lancer does is fucking insane.
The two jobs I'm playing in Final Fantasy, the Dragoon and the Machinist, put that together, you get a Gun Lance.
Yeah.
Like, that is appealing.
Yeah, there's a lot of really fucking cool moves. Like, I literally watched it and was like, there's not a class I hate. Like, every class had something cool as shit. There literally was not a class I hated. And once again, there's a lot. Like, I'll post it in Slack, the video that I watched, but like I said, it's like fucking 20 minutes. So if I was you, I would like scoot across and only watch the ones you think like, oh, that person looks cool. They do like a picture of them first. So it's like, oh, this person looks cool. What do they do? Or this entertains me. But yeah, 20 minutes and you're just watching and they show like all their biggest skills. And there's some really fucking cool ones. Like mine, at one point I get this one and it's called, I think, Hellblade. And my dude jumps in the air, spins the sword around, and then comes down, and it stabs into the earth, making molten ground in a circle around him. And he just, like, pulls it out and shoves it back in. And when it does, it just brings spikes and fucking hell lava up, and it just burns everything around him. And they're just stuck in it. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's insane. It's fucking cool. You know, the customer characterization, like, it looks so good. Character customization. I fucked that up 8 times today. 8 times today. Character customization. I keep fucking it up.
The last one was right.
But I keep actually fucking like the actual words up. I kept saying customer characterization. And it was like, what am I trying to say? Like, fuck. I can't talk today.
Those are also words.
But they're not the words that I want, Kelsey. Not the words I'm trying to use. Anyways, I appreciate you guys letting me rant and let me give that time because, like I said, a lot of people that have actually followed me from Dead Funny have actually come and joined that server on New World, like Dark Cancer and stuff like that. Like, I actually have Dead Funny members that play over there, and so they've been kind of wanting to hear my opinion, so I appreciate you letting me vent.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've got a lot of time invested into it, and it was like one night I just got off early, and I think that was what prompted the conversation of like, hey, maybe you should like talk your feelings out on your podcast about the game. And you know, it's not like high stake because it's not like they're part of the company and like they're thinking like they know you, you know, to where some of these people don't know you. And I was just like, it hit me of like, if this game was to die, there's absolutely zero I can do as an individual to save it. And I really fucking love this game. So it sucks, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to quit taking up your guys' time. We're going to wrap it up here. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. That way you get notified next time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts and views. You should definitely try out Lost Ark if you are interested in coming and hanging out with some of the members of the Dead Funny team that do come and play it. We are on Una, U-N-A. We are on server Una and US East servers. So feel free to sign up. But once again, a lot of people online. Your chances of finding us slim to none, but you could still be in the same world if you want to. There's like 50 something different existences, so we won't even be in. We could be in the same spot and still not even see each other because we'll just be in different existences, but we'll be there. So we love you from afar. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, Lost Ark, it's a lot of fun, so check it out. Like I said, free to play as of the 11th, which by the time this come out, it will already be free to play. So yeah, check it out. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time.